The night before his arrest, Jesus did not sleep. But this video is not about that night. This is about the nights before. The nights no gospel ever recorded. The nights where he gathered his closest disciples, Peter, James, John, and Mary Magdalene in the absolute dark, hidden away from the Roman patrols and the spies of the Sanhedrin. In those stolen hours, he taught them something the church would later spend 2,000 years trying to bury. He taught them how to leave. Not through death. Not through suffering. Not through decades of ascetic meditation in a mountain cave. He taught them how to exit this physical prison while the body still breathed, while the heart still beat, while the world believed they were simply sleeping. If you are watching this right now, something inside you already knows what I am about to say. You've felt it. That strange, vibrating sensation between waking and sleeping. That fleeting moment where you felt yourself lifting, expanding, becoming untethered from the heavy gravity of your own bones. And then just as quickly you snap back, pulled down by a magnetic force you could not name. Science calls it the Hypnic Jerk. They tell you it is a muscle spasm, a biological glitch. They are lying. That was not a spasm. That was your spirit remembering what it once knew how to do. And that sudden pull back, that was a lock, a frequency cage designed to keep the livestock inside the fence. Tonight, you are going to understand why that happens. And more importantly, you are going to learn what Jesus actually taught about escaping it. This is not metaphor. This is not poetry. The Gnostic texts that survive the flames books, like the Pistis, Sophia, and the Gospel of Judas speak of a specific gate, a passage that opens only in the twilight state between sleep and death. The ancients called it the Astral Monad Gate. It is the doorway back to the source, back to the monad, back to the original light from which your spirit was torn. The Archons know about this gate. They have always known, and they have spent centuries making sure you never find it. They have filled your nights with distractions and your mornings with amnesia. But you found this video, and that is not a coincidence. That is a breach in the security system. That is remembrance. To understand what Jesus taught in those hidden nights, you must first understand where you actually are. Not geographically, not physically, but cosmically. The truth about this reality is far stranger than any Sunday school lesson. The ancient Gnostics knew something that modern institutions have systematically erased. They understood that the God of this world, architect of physical matter, is not the true God. The being who shaped this universe, the one who demands worship, who punishes with fire and rewards with gold, is what the Gnostics called the demiurge. A blind architect, a flawed creator who built a prison and convinced the prisoners they were free. You are not a creation of the demiurge. You are a captive. You are a fragment of the monad, the true source. The infinite silence trapped inside a suit of biological armor. And the demiurge, along with his servants, the Archons, has constructed an elaborate system to keep you from ever returning home. This is where sleep becomes the most critical battlefield of your life. Why do we sleep? Science says it is for restoration, but the mystics knew the darker truth. Every night, when your conscious mind shuts down, your spirit enters a vulnerable state. The boundary between your body and your soul becomes thin, permeable. The ancients knew this was the moment of greatest danger and greatest opportunity, because in that threshold state, you can either be harvested or you can escape. The Archons have perfected the art of harvesting. They feed on human energy watt. Robert Monroe called louche. Fear, confusion, desire, attachment. Every night, as billions of humans unconsciously drift off, their dream states are manipulated. Nightmares are not random. Recurring anxiety dreams are not accidental. They are extraction programs. Loops designed to generate emotional spikes that the Archons consume. But Jesus knew the flaw in their system. He knew that the same doorway used for harvesting could be used for liberation. The state between waking and sleeping, what modern neuroscience calls the hypnagogic state, is not just a biological transition. It is a spiritual portal, a crack in the prison wall. It is the only time when the ego, the guard dog, is asleep, but the spirit is not yet unconscious. If you know how to move through it consciously, You can exit the body without dying. You can bypass the Archon grid. You can commune with the monad directly. This is what he taught the inner circle, not in parables meant for the masses, not in riddles, but in direct technical instruction. The Gospel of Thomas, one of the texts discovered at Nag Hammadi in 1945. The text the church labeled heretical and tried to burn contains the core of this teaching. In saying 42, Jesus says simply, "Become Passerby." For centuries, scholars interpreted this as a metaphor. Don't get attached to the world, be like a traveler. But the Gnostics understood it literally. Become beings who pass through, who cross the boundary, who exit and return. The Pistis Sophia, another surviving text, goes even deeper. It describes the soul's journey through the heavens, knowing the passwords to bypass the Archons who guard each gate, and returning to the realm of light. But here is the secret most miss. This journey does not require physical death. It requires conscious sleep. The yogis of the East discovered fragments of this truth. They called it Yoga Nidra. The Tibetan masters developed dream yoga. But these traditions took decades to master. They required you to renounce the world, live in a monastery, and spend 20 years staring at a wall. What Jesus taught was different. It was urgent. It was direct. It was designed for the common Manda fisherman, the tax collector, the mother. He didn't demand they withdraw from the world. He gave them a key that worked immediately, a frequency that opened the gate in a single night. The gate exists in a very specific location within consciousness. It is not above you. It is not outside you. It is in the silence between your thoughts. Jesus called this place the kingdom of heaven. And he said, it is within you. But accessing it requires overriding the archonic programming of your sleep. From the moment you were born, you were trained to fall asleep, to collapse into unconsciousness, to black out, to hand over your sovereignty to the night. This is not natural. This is programming. In ancient Egypt, in the mystery schools of Eleusis, sleep was a sacred ritual of travel. Tonight, we reclaim that ritual. The technique Jesus taught operates on a simple but profound principle. The Archons cannot harvest what they cannot find, and they find you through your thoughts. Your mental chatter, your worries, your plans, your memories is a beacon broadcasting your location in the astral realm. When you access the frequency beneath the pneumatic statue, become invisible to them, and the gate opens. Here is the protocol. Use this tonight. Step 1. The separation. Lie down on your back. Do not cross your legs or arms. This blocks the energy flow. You will not do what you normally do. You will not review your day. You will not plan for tomorrow. You will focus on one thing only. The feeling of existence. Not I am John. Not I am tired. Not I am a body. Just I am. Focus on the raw sensation of being alive, the vibration of consciousness before it attaches to a name or a history. Hold this feeling like a lifeline. Step 2. The threshold. As the body begins to get heavy, do not move. Your brain will test you. It will send an itch. It will send a sudden urge to turn over. Do not react. This is the rollover signal. It is the biological operating system checking if the mind is asleep, so it can paralyze the body. If you ignore the signal, the body assumes you are asleep and begins to shut down. Sleep paralysis sets in. This is the critical moment. The body is asleep. The mind is awake. You have separated. Step 3. The vibration. You will feel a shift, a humming energy starting in your feet or head, a rushing wind sound, a feeling of intense pressure or electricity. The Archons installed a failsafe here. Fear your amygdala will panic. It will scream death. It will try to snap you back into the body. Do not fight the fear. If you fight, you wake up. Observe it. Recognize it as a lock on a door you now have the key to. Breathe slowly. Hold your focus on the I am. The fear will pass through you like a cloud passing through a mountain. Step 4. The exit. Beyond the fear is the gate. It is not a physical door. It is a feeling of infinite expansion, a tunnel of light, or a sudden dissolving into an ocean of warmth. Will yourself to move up. Visualize a cord of silver light pulling you toward the monad. State the command internally. I return to the source. You are now in the Astral Monad Gate. You are out of the prison. In T-state, you may encounter guides. You may see the structure of the matrix from the outside. You may bask in the pure love of the monad. When you return in the morning, you will be different. You will not just believe you are an eternal soul. You will know. This is Gnosis direct, experiential knowledge. The Church removed these teachings for a reason. If you can die every night and return every morning, you no longer fear the death they threaten you with. You no longer need their salvation. You have saved yourself. You no longer cling to material things. Because you have seen the reality that makes this world look like a shadow. This is not a one-time experience. Once you find the gate, you can return every night. Each journey deepens your connection to the monad. Each return brings more of that light back into this dark world. You become a living bridge between the prison and the pleroma. You become a passerby, walking in this world, but not of Italiano. The Archons will try to stop you tonight. They will make you tired before you begin. They will fill your mind with doubts. They will whisper, "You are crazy," or "Do it tomorrow." Let them try. Their power depends on your ignorance, and you are no longer ignorant. You are a spark of the infinite, a pneumatic being temporarily clothed in matter. The gate is real. The key is in your mind. The door is unlocked. If this message has found its home in you, if you feel the recognition in your bones, seal this intention now. Leave a comment below with the word awake. Not for the algorithm, for yourself. Let the universe know you are ready to cross the threshold. Share this with the one person who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you want to go deeper into the forbidden history. The gate opens tonight. Walk through.